Professor. Dr. Zhang is here. So, today mainly my content will consist of the resident training, academic part, scientific research, and teaching practice, which is something new, and social activities, future plans, and closing remarks. I do have a very small surprise for you guys here. Okay, so let's go with the resident training. Well, as far as my resident training plan is concerned, so first of all, like my duty in my group is to supervise 5 patients in my group every day. Till now, I do have 38 night shifts. I attend each and every training skills of our pediatrics. Now, when we come here, I complete 6 rotations, and in 6 rotations, I include like 3 in pediatrics. For example, NICU, Tumbo Gen, and also Ward 1 and Ward 2. So this is what I complete. Now let me tell you about this picture. Normally when we go to NICU, I was on the night shift in NICU, and Teacher John, he led me to find the blood glucose of kid. He was very young, that kid, like 4 or 5 hours. For me, I was very nervous that time, because for me it was very difficult to pinch the finger of that baby. But at that time the teacher encouraged me, and it was my first time to check the blood glucose level of that kid. Now let's go to the second part. So we do have independent outpatient sessions, 17 lectures in our department. For this part is it was when I was in Tumbo Gen. So there was some ADHD kids. So that teacher gave you opportunity to communicate with ADHD kids and try to complete your questionnaire. Here, sometimes our internship students will visit our hospital, so I'll be there to supervise them in pediatrics. Yes, this one. This is our main clinical skills in our department. For me, this is very memorable day. Actually, this is for Chinese Great Asian. And when I check the messages in our group, they say we do have a case competition. I text my teacher and I told her, Laoshi, I also want to participate in that activity. She told me it's for Great Asian, but I will still ask for you. I went there, I present my PPT, and proudly I have to say I was number 1 in that PPT. Then we have, there was an activity in our hospital, we will, just now Laoshi, I told you that place is very hottest place in our hospital. There are screens, and they select some important papers. So proudly to say our paper was also published here. And now let's come with the academic report. During the academic report, I scored 88%. And we do have 48 classes in our pediatrics, which I already do. And for my academics, I will consult with my teacher every Thursday, and we have communication about our research. And I think so, as I'm a postgraduate student, the priority of the postgraduate student is to cut the one down, but still, I will keep in touch with my books. Whenever I go in subway or somewhere, I do have a pocket book, so I will read Oxford Pediatrics book. It will increase my basics of pediatrics. Now let's come with the second part, which is very important part, and it is scientific research. So as far as the scientific research is concerned, so my direction is ADHD, but ADHD impact on parents. We do have a research proposal in which I scored 92%. And let me tell you, when I was doing research, it was very difficult for me to collect the questionnaires, because each and every questionnaire had 300 questions. So I need to find parents who can contribute with me and solve the questionnaire. And luckily, I was able to collect the data of 60 patients. And on 31st January, I published my first paper. And the title of the paper was ADHD and how it affects the parents and caregivers' life. Now let me tell you something about my research. So this research will find the relationship between the parents and caregivers. As we know that if someone who do have a kid and they're suffering from ADHD, it will really affect the parent's life. And we believe that they also play a vital role to cause anxiety, and we also believe to have more publications in future. Now this part, I really work hard for it. Up to now, we do have 3 papers published, 1, 2, 3. And the highest impact factor is 3.2, World Journal of Pediatrics. And 3 manuscripts are under review, and 2 are under the process. Under the process means like I'm writing it. 3 I already uploaded it. Now, let's come to the conference. As a postgraduate student, you need to attend the conferences. Proudly to say, I have attended 9 conferences, 4 online, 3 offline. Best case in 1 conference, e-poster in 4 conferences, and oral presentation in 2 conferences, and published paper, not only attend, but published paper in conferences too. And it's about like Euro Journal of Pediatrics. Okay, now this one is really interesting. I will attend this conference in October. It will be in Shanghai. This one will be in Hangzhou, and I will also attend it in September. This one was the email of Euro Pediatrics, in which they accept my conference paper, the best TCM case. It is also in Shanghai. We will do it in this October. And this one is like International Research Conference. They also accept my paper and they will publish it. For this, it was a TCM conference, and I also attend there. Maybe it's not easy for you, but I'm here. And this one is like a best case award, where I attend the first DCMU TCM conference. Now let's come to the teaching practice, as I love to teach. So that's why I will try my best to teach in each and everything. I serve as an assistant in 9 classes of anatomy and 6 independent anatomy classes. Like independent anatomy classes means in summer holidays or winter holidays, when there are students who want to study, I will give them a class. In pediatrics, I teach 17 classes as an assistant teacher and 8 classes independently. And pharmacology, 4 classes. And this one, when I finish my class there, I just give a questionnaire to a student that how much you are satisfied by my teaching method, and proudly to say 81% of the students were satisfied by my teaching method. So it was very best for me that 81% of students are satisfied from my lecture. Now let's come here. We do have teaching activities in the hospital. So in teaching activities in the hospital, we will teach, and there's also like bachelor students, which I was teaching there. Social activities. For me, I really want to add more and more slides, but my social activities are so much so that I just try to put some there. Well, I divide the social activities into 3 parts: school activities, hospital activities, and social activities. School activities, I participate in speech competition, video, scientific projects, and in hospital, like we do have a background competition in English, 1 case competition, and outside, like Hangzhou Games competition and photography, and I'm also the ambassador of esports of Hangzhou. So let's go there. Some memories of the school, which I participate in school, and this is the scientific project which we call AS project, and I already published a paper there for that requirement. And this one I get it for best video competition, and this is like a TCM project in which we are going to promote aromatherapy. So we just participated there. Now let's come to the hospital activities. In hospital activities, we do have independent volunteer work. We do also go outing with our professor and our teammates. As you see the pictures in the background, in pediatrics, whenever there are some kids, I will let them to draw something. It will release their stress. And whenever they draw something, I will just paste it there. So they will feel happy and they will not cry anymore. And in the picture 1, you can see like I'm teaching a Chinese, my classmate, that how to write a paper, how to find a good journal to publish your paper. Well, social activities, number 1 is esports, war against pandemic, and this is like, maybe you all know it about it. And the last part is road to the future. So as far as my future is concerned, nowadays I'm focused on my thesis. After my thesis, I will try to improve my skills more and more, getting into PhD. For every student, it's a dream to get in PhD. And after completing PhD, I would love to become a teacher, and I would love to teach. And yeah, surprise. Actually, in this picture, everyone has a lot of stories in their life, but for me, in pediatrics, there is some interesting stories. In number one picture, it was bed number 31. And in bed number 31, we are going to have a bone puncture for her. As you know, bone puncture is very painful for any kid. So for this kid, John, she told me, you have to do bone puncture tomorrow. So I just go to her and I say, come on, tomorrow I'm going to do your bone puncture. You don't need to move. And I hug her. And you know, when I was doing the bone puncture, she didn't move. And I'm amazed. She was a kid and she still didn't move. This painting is amazing. I was having a night shift. And there was one kid, 13-year-old. He don't want to enter into ward. And the nurse told me that he don't want to enter into ward. What do you have to do? Then I go with him and I say, come on, just stay 2 days and then I will let you to go. He said, are you sure? I said, yes, sure. Then when he come back, he realized his mistakes. And at the early morning, he gave me this letter in which he apologized to me and to the nurse. When he went back to his home, he wrote calligraphy for me, in which he said, Bhati, Isha. For this, when I finished my first bone puncture, Jang she appreciated me. And she says, very good. 2 days before, there was a kid, and whenever I go to Chaofang, her mother will tell me she wants to say something to you. I say, come on, speak. On the first day, she was shy. Second day, she was shy. On the third day, she told me, Ishan Guga, I like you. Then I told her, I like you too. So she spent a lot of time in our hospital, and this one is amazing. I was in my office, she can't speak, and she touched me like this. She said, go with me. When I go to her room, she was on top bed. She gave me a small cake. And she can't speak, but she gave me a small cake. So I think these were one of the interesting stories of my career. I'm here for answer any questions. If you have any questions, please.
我想问你一下，是在中国人我们的 family 抗体非常强，所以即使儿童面临的是一个小朋友，是往往一个小朋友后面会有好多的家长陪你一起来。那你在日常跟患者沟通的时候，你是怎么做到把小朋友，特别是跟这家人，也许是爷爷奶奶，也许是父母，也许一个小朋友后面有3、4个大人陪过来，你怎么样跟他们建立一个相互信任的关系，能够顺利的做到一块沟通呢？
因为现在疫情的话，我们没法可以一个人，所以现在的话，肯定的爷爷在，可能他的爸爸在。所以我上的消防的时候，我跟张主任在一起，但是那个下午的消防，那个时候可以一个 brief 一下，可以一个研究生实际场。那个时候我看看，如果孩子有走医，我给他说，那你干什么呢？他说我做走医。那我给他说，那今天体温呢？他说我不知道。那我问他的爷爷，我说他的体温，他说下来了。然后我问他，我摸你的肚子疼不疼？哪里有疼？你给我说。然后他说哪里有。
就主动的去跟这个小朋友。
是的，因为是I believe if you are talking with the kids, you have to become like a kid, so they will be comfortable with you.